Hey y'all, thanks so much for joining me. My name's Jennifer with True to You Yoga, and I am so excited you're here for today's flow. We're going to be working on some balancing. Go ahead and let's come to tabletop on your mat. Tabletop is when your hands are directly underneath your shoulders, your knees are underneath of your hips. Your claw on that floor so you can lift up out of your wrists. Your belly is pulled up towards your spine and your back is flat, gaze is down. Let's just start here and take a few breaths. Inhale and exhale out your nose, getting your mind into your practice. Your next inhale, drop your belly down, lengthen through your upper body, shining your chest forwards towards the top of your mat, gaze is out. Exhale, round your back, pushing away from the floor, dropping the top of your head towards the floor, your tailbone towards the floor. Kind of lean back a little bit in it, a little movement. Stretch out that back. Inhale, cow, dropping your belly down towards the floor, lengthening through that spine. Exhale, push, 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 push away from the floor, arching your back like a scared Halloween cat, and then back to table. Take your right leg, extend it behind you. Check your hips, make sure they're parallel. It's all even. Like if I wanted to balance a glass of water there, I could. Inhale and lift your back leg up using where your glutes and your hamstrings meet. So it's about parallel to the floor, and your body is just a straight line from your foot to the top of your head. If you're ready, you can take your left hand and reach it out long in front of you. So it's also in that straight plane. Gaze is down, balancing on your right hand and your left knee, lifting those abs. Exhale, bring your leg and your hand down. Let's do the other side. Your left leg extends back. Check your hips, make sure they are parallel to the floor, and that's where we want to keep them. Using that strong glute and hammy connection muscle, lift that leg up so it's parallel to the floor if possible. And then if you're ready, reach that right hand forward, nice and long, straight line from the tips of your right fingers to the heel of your left foot. Lift up through those abs so you're not sinking. Exhale, both hands down to your mat. Push back into a real quick child's pose. Inhale to table. Your legs are going to be parallel to each other. Tuck your toes behind you and set back on your bottom. You can reach back, tuck that little pinky toe if you need to. Just start walking your hands back towards your knees. You are going to feel a pretty intense stretch, more than likely, on the soles of your feet, which is good. Our feet are not made to be in shoes all day, especially if we're wearing heels or anything tight. They are made to be free. We don't allow that enough, so then those little muscles don't work like they should. They get tight, and then that tightness will travel up our body and hurt in other places because our body is all interconnected in there. If you're ready, start to lift your knees up off the floor. So you're kind of in a little tucked position. You're on your toes. Your hands are on the floor. Take your hands to your knees, engage your abs, so then that will help with your balance. And stand up nice and tall in this position. It's a little toe balance. It's going to help whenever you start balancing later on. So many yoga poses don't balance on our toes. We balance on a flat foot. But think about whenever you are reaching up into a cabinet and it's a little high, you go up on your tiptoes. So we need to work that balance as well. Keep those abs drawn in and zip it up. Exhale, bring our hands down to the mat. Walk our hands forward for a quick table. Exhale, push your bottom up, down dog. Lengthen through that back, lifting those hips high. You can bend your knees if you need to. Walk those feet out some. Keep your shoulder blades down your back and not up in your ears. Begin to walk tiptoe walk towards the top of your mat. You come up on your fingertips if you need to. Stay on your tiptoes if you can. And let's just hang out here for a minute. Your hands are on the floor. Inhale and stay on your tiptoes if you can. If you need to put your heels down, feel free. Half lift. Exhale, hands down to the floor. I know, it's a killer. Inhale, arms up overhead. Stay on those tiptoes if you can, reaching high up overhead with those hands. Let's just hang out here for a second. If you fall, it's okay, don't worry. And exhale, hands down to your side, feet all the way on the floor, and shake them out. Come back to Tadasana. Take a breath, center yourself. Sink your weight into your right foot. Okay, so we're going to stand on our right foot, lift the toes of the heel of your left foot up, so just your toes are on the floor. Root down with your big toe, your little toe, and your heel. Think of lifting up through that arch, pulling up out of your hip, so then our hips are up and we're not popping it out. We're not trying to carry our babies right now. We want to tuck that in. Zip up those abs. Your left foot, it can stay with your toes on the ground and your heel up against your ankle. You can bring it so then your sole of your foot is on your calf, or you can bring it so the sole of your foot is on your inner thigh, wherever is comfortable for you. Just don't put it on your knee and put that pressure. So think about bringing your inner thigh, or whatever part of your right leg where your foot is, and your sole of your left foot pushing together energetically. Push, 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 push. Think of bringing everything in nice and tight, and that's going to help with your balance. Your hands can be a prayer, and if you fall, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Bring that right hip in. Lift up through your pelvic floor. Exhale. Let's bring that left foot down. Shake out your right leg. We're going to do the other side. So your weight is in your left foot. Big toe, little toe, heel. Root it down into the floor. Lift up through that arch. Lift up out of your left hip. Right foot. Your toes can be on the floor and your heel against your ankle. The sole of your foot can be on the inside of your calf, or it can be up in near your thigh, inner thigh. Your right leg doesn't need to go straight out to the side. It can be at an angle. That's fine. It's all based on how our hips and our bones are. Press your foot and your leg together. Zip up and squeeze everything in nice and tight. Hands can be in prayer. And just ride that wave of your balance. You're constantly in a little bit of movement. And if you fall, it's okay. Just get back into it. Find a spot to gaze at and keep your eyes there instead of looking all around. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze everything in nice and tight. Inhale and exhale. Let's release out of that. Shake your left foot out. Shake your right leg out. Do a little dance. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, let's swan dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward. And then swan dive back up on that inhale. Hands to heart center. You remember how we got up? We're going to go back down the same way on our toes. Inhale. Reach those arms up overhead, up onto your tiptoes. Reach, 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 reach. Exhale. Let's swan dive forward. Try to stay on your toes if you can. Take your time. If you fall, it's okay. Forward fold. Half lift. Forward fold. And then tiptoe walk your feet back out to your down dog. Push that chest towards your thighs. Lock those shoulder blades into place by rotating your shoulders out. Grip that floor, bottom high.
This time, walk your hands to the back of your mat, towards your feet. Once you're here, go ahead and go up on those toes again. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up overhead, reverse swan dive up. Reach, 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 reach. Exhale, hands to heart center and lower those heels down to the floor. Give them a little shake again. Release some of that tension. Take your right foot, step it forward. Root down, big toe, little toe, and heel, just like always, lifting up through that arch. Check your hips, so then they're parallel to the floor. Zip up from your pelvic floor all the way up to your sternum, and then just start to tip forward at the waist. Try to keep from your tip of your head to your left foot in one long line right now. This warrior 3 does not need to be anything crazy. We're just working some balance here. Keep your hands on your hips. You can keep them at heart center, out to the sides. Holding on to something like some blocks or a table is fine as well, a wall, anything like that. Just drop that left hip down, just like we were doing in our bird dogs in the beginning, whenever we had one leg up and one arm up opposite of each other. You don't have to go. You can work up to that full warrior 3 where your body is in a T. If you fall, it's okay. We're just working on balance, just like we have to do with everything in life. Exhale, and bring that left foot down. Shake out your right leg, shake out your left leg. We're gonna do it again, other side. So our left foot is rooting down into the floor. Your right foot's behind you. Check your hips, zip everything up, and then start to tilt forward. You don't have to go real far. You can keep your toes on the floor longer if you need to, and then just gently raise them a little at a time, kind of going back and forth, like little leg lifts. Drop your right hip, keep your left hip pulled in, and then go to where it works for you, using anything to help hold you if you need to. No more than just a T. Gaze is down. Keep your gaze on something that's not moving. If you fall, then you get right back up. Just like in life, anytime you fall down in life, anytime you have problems, you get back up. You keep going. Because you are stronger than you think. You got this. Exhale and bring that right foot down. Shake it out a little bit. Come to the back of your mat. We're gonna go down just like we got up. Inhale, arms up overhead, raise up onto those tiptoes. Nice and high, big, 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 big stretch. Exhale, swan dive forward. Really slow so you don't lose that balance. Hands down on the floor. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to the floor. This time though, we are going to sink our bottoms down towards our heels, just like we were at the very beginning of practice for our first balance pose. Hands to heart center. Now, we are going to stand up from this position, keeping our backs straight, standing up tall throughout our upper torso as we rise. If you fall, it's okay. So just start pushing into the floor. Push, push, push with those toes. Straighten your legs. Takes a lot of balance, a lot of strength to get you up. Give everybody a moment to get there. Squeeze those butt cheeks. Squeeze those abs in. And then let's sink right back down to where we started. Hands to the floor. Let's walk them out. So we are into table. You can untuck your toes and kind of like pop them on the floor. Release that tension. Sink back into your child's pose.
Your knees will be as wide as the mat or as wide as is comfortable for you, and your toes connecting in the back. And just leave your arms loose, like in a diamond. And then make room between your knees if you need to for your, your belly, your boobs, your torso, whatever. And then your forehead's on the mat. If it's hard for your forehead to reach the mat, you can use a block under there. If your bottom does not reach your heels, you can put a cushion under there. Let's just sink into our child's pose as our final resting pose. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Feel your chest and your belly and your low back expand with each inhale. And feel yourself sink a little bit more into the pose with every exhale. Go ahead and bring your breathing back to normal. Y'all worked hard with these balancing poses. You did balancing on one leg at a time. You did balancing on your tiptoes. So whenever you're reaching for whatever is at the top of your cabinet the next time. We did some movement in our balancing. And you did amazing at it all. I am so proud of you for showing up today, for taking this time. Push yourself up to an easy seat or whatever is comfortable for you. I hope this quick balancing flow just got some blood going and got you ready for your day. If you have any questions, please let me know. I would love to connect with you. You can reach me over on Facebook at any time. Our group is truetouyoga.com, and drop any questions below. I would love it if you liked or subscribed to the channel. It really helps my ratings, and I appreciate it. May you always stay true in your intentions, true to your heart's desire, and speak loving truth to those around you. Love ya.